I was asked privately about creating logos for games, and I decided that in honor of the channel's 500 followers, I would make a video especially for you. Before we begin, don't forget to click like and subscribe. Let's get started. To start, add 2 lines of text, like I did. It's important to pay attention to a clear hierarchy of words. What is the main word and what is the secondary word? Select the text and convert it to a smart object. As you can see, the 2 layers have become one. Press the Ctrl or Command plus T on your keyboard, right-click with your mouse, and add perspective to the shape. Select the lower right point of the square that surrounds the text and move it to the right. Notice that the left side also changes equally to the right side. Click the Warp button and add an effect called Warp Lower to the text. In Blend, set the effect to -15 to give the impression that the text has an internal curvature. In the Layers window, right-click on the text layer and open the blending options. Add a drop shadow to the text so that the opacity is 100%, the distance is 0, the spread is 100, and the size is 20. Add a gradient and make sure that our opacity is 100% and the angle is 90. This is a bit of a tricky step. To set the colors of the gradient correctly, we need to move the color indicators so that they are close together. There should be a situation where the gradient will be very thin and its position will be exactly between the 2 lines of text, and this is the perfect position for the indicators. Great! Now choose the colors of the texts. I chose that the top text be white and the bottom text be yellow-orange. To make the color perfect, I add another indicator to the top of the text in a color that matches the white and another indicator to the bottom of the text. Click OK and see the result. Click on the text layer in the Layers panel and duplicate it using Command or Ctrl plus J. Move the duplicate down in the Layers panel so that its position is behind the main text. Press Command plus T, make the text smaller, and place it down just like I did. Open the Blending Options window for the lower text, uncheck the gradient and instead add a color overlay in black, just like the text frame. Select the foreground text in the Layers window and temporarily change its opacity to 50%. Add a new layer that is placed between the foreground text and the background text. Press B on your keyboard to select the brush tool, and with black color you will complete the space created between the front text and the back text. The work in this case is very similar to drawing a line between 2 points. If the line doesn't come out accurately, you can always press Command plus Z to undo or erase with the eraser tool. Note that you are drawing a line as straight as possible between 2 identical points in the text. This means that if, for example, you draw a line from the lower right side of the front letter E, the line will reach the lower right side of the back letter E. Select the front of the text and return the opacity to 100%. This is a great time to brush in any areas you missed. Select all the layers you created in the Layers window and press Command plus G to group them all. Open the group's blending options and add a stroke size of 15 and a white color. Click the arrow next to the group icon to see all the layers inside it. Click on the foreground text layer and then create a new ellipse using the Ellipse tool. Notice that I created an ellipse with a stroke. Cancel the stroke and add a fill just like I did. The reason the ellipse appears to have an outline is because of the group's white stroke, which affects every layer inside the group. Place the ellipse you created at the bottom of the text. Mark the foreground text by Command plus, clicking on its thumbnail, and then create a mask that will trap the ellipse inside the shape of the foreground text. If you want, double-click to change the color of the text and then change the layer's blend mode to overlay. If the result is not good enough, you can always change the color of the ellipse again. If you want to resize or reposition the ellipse within the text shape, you can do so by clicking on the link icon between the mask and the thumbnail. Once you see the icon disappear, you can edit the ellipse as you wish. When you are finished editing, always return the link icon to avoid unwanted problems later. The logo looks perfect. I want to add a background by clicking on the fill icon, then clicking on gradient. Define the gradient you want to add to the background. I chose warm colors to match the design of the logo. Nice! I'm missing a little bonus detail here to make this thing perfect. But before that, if you've watched this far, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. It will help me a lot. Select the top text layer and open its blending options. Add an inner shadow to the text. Change the angle to 90 and set the shadow to whatever you want. I chose to paint the inner shadow black with 50% opacity. Change the distance to 6, the choke to 0, and the size to 0. And that's it. Thank you so much for all the support. See you in the next video.